This place is magical.
It's like a dream.
Engineers turn dreams into reality.
For the past few years now, Fathom Events has been doing a special lineup called Studio Ghibli Fest, in which they will show a movie from Studio Ghibli on the big screen for a few nights once a month. And for the first time released in North America, it's Spirited Away Live on Stage, which is a stage production of Hayao Miyazaki's Oscar-winning film of the same name. And no matter what I think of this, I'm pretty sure we can all agree on one thing. That is the scariest fucking thumbnail I've made this far. That is nightmare fuel. It's scarier to me than it is to you. Why? It's like somebody's wearing my face! I originally had another one where I just stand in the middle of it, but no, I showed this to some people and they were all like, you gotta use that thumbnail. And I will admit, it is really weird to be talking about Spirited Away the stage show before talking about Spirited Away the movie. And also, this is my first time talking about something like this, so keep that in mind. But I was also really excited to see this because Spirited Away is one of my favorite movies. I will start off with saying that the entire production of this does look incredible. All the costumes are very well made, and they're all damn near identical to what the characters wore in the movie, to where it's almost uncanny in a way. I thought the sets were also very well made, and some of them do take inspiration from the sets of Hamilton, and they did a great job of trying to make the scenes play out exactly like they do in the movie. But there are obviously things that happen in the animated movie that they can't really do in a stage production. A great example is the scene where Chihiro turns transparent or like see-through. All they did for that scene was throw a clear blanket over her. Another thing they did, and I'm guessing this is so the actors' feet don't get cold, because through a majority of this they are barefoot, like in the movie. So they gave them these weird socks or shoes, I don't know what they are, but they look like human Ninja Turtle feet. And with a lot of these characters not being human or human-like, such as like the radish spirit or that frog that No-Face eats, they had to make some puppets or giant costumes, and those all looked great, and the actors did a great job of bringing those characters to life. And I might be alone on this, but Kumaji the Boiler Guy, in this production, was I the only one who thought he kind of looked like a mix of Howie Mandel and Jim Carrey from Sonic 2? And in some of the scenes where Yubaba is supposed to be like freaking huge, instead of just having her go close up to the girl playing Chihiro, they had this like giant puppet of her face. And it's legit really goddamn freaky. Freakier than this. Actually, no, that's a lie. Never mind. I regret that. Speaking of actors, everyone does an outstanding job in their performances. Now they are showing two different versions though, where the role of Chihiro is swapped. The version I saw had actress Kana Hashimoto, and she did an amazing job at portraying Chihiro. Okay, so that's all great and whatnot, but this is 35 minutes longer than the actual movie. So you're probably wondering, what did they add in to make this longer than the movie? Well, really? Not much. I'll first start off with saying this. It's a good thing they call this live on stage and not the musical, because they do try adding some songs into this production, but they're not really musical numbers. The best way I can explain it is like how Guillermo del Toro explained the songs in his version of Pinocchio. It's not a musical, it's a movie with musical moments. Or in this case, it's not a musical, it's a stage production with musical moments. It is also very by the number with the movie, from beginning to end. There isn't much different from what they do in the movie, and it's not like there's any scenes that are expanded on. The only thing I can think of is that they did have a scene where No-Face, for no reason whatsoever, just starts dancing, and it's entirely pointless. Not to say that the dancing isn't good, but there's really no point to it, and it just comes out of nowhere. Say what you want about the dancing in something like Megan, but that worked with the movie's not too serious tone, so it would make sense that she would start dancing for no reason. And I want to see something like the No-Face dance becoming a dance craze like the Megan dance did. But whatever, I guess you need to make your play longer somehow. And the only other thing that makes it longer is they have all the actors come out at the end and take a bow. I'm pretty sure that's it. Oh wait, I completely forgot. No-Face isn't the only one that gets a dance number. You know that lamp that hops to Chihiro at the end that has like a glove on the bottom of it? It gets a dance sequence. It's about as pointless as No-Face and Megan dancing. There were also a few little changes they made here and there. For instance, No-Face has an actual name, which I'm actually okay with because you know how many times I've accidentally called him Ghostface in the past? And I'm probably not the only one. Probably the weirdest change though is, you know the scene where Haku returns and he's all bloody and whatnot, and they're trying to fix him up in the boiler room? And then like a little bit later, Chihiro runs off and has to deal with No-Face? Right when she leaves, Haku immediately wakes up and I'm just like, did they just not want to do that later on for some reason? because it doesn't work as well as it did in the movie, where he wakes up later on after the train scene. But in the end, I really enjoy the stage version of Spirited Away. If you love the movie as much as I do, you should definitely give this a watch. I'm totally cool with something like this, but for the love of God, never pull a Disney into a live-action movie version of Spirited Away. It's already too perfect. But, and I could already hear some of you being like, oh no, what? So when it comes to recorded movie versions of these stage plays, I don't like them as much because I don't get the same effect as if I'm seeing them live in person. So it did ruin this just a little bit for me. I may have praised it, but there were a few points where I was getting bored, and I should not be getting bored at watching Spirited Away. But then I do gotta stop and think, if it wasn't for the Disney Plus Hamilton, or the DVD version of the stage play of Cats, or this, I never would have gotten to see these, especially this one since it's all the way over in Japan. But I'm gonna give Spirited Away live on stage an A-. One huge upside though? I had enough time to kill before this started, so I want to go watch Suzume again. Still love it. But there is one thing I realized watching it again that I didn't think of the last time. Does anyone else realize that a lot of family movies nowadays don't have any imagination to them, or at least they don't feel like it? And here, we got a movie where a girl is closing magical doors around Japan with a talking chairman, and they gotta stop an evil cat. You really don't see movies like that anymore that are that imaginative or that original, especially for families. Like recently, I rewatched E.T. and Harry Potter, and you got one movie where kids are flying around on bikes with an alien, which is so imaginative, and you got one movie where kids are going to this wizard school. Now true, those are based off of book series, but it's still really imaginative. What do we got nowadays? Minions learn karate. Ooh, fun! Make fun, original, and imaginative movies again, especially for families. And I'm not saying kids, I mean like all ages, and not that. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. Subscribe to my channel, like this video, turn on the notification bell, and I'll be back with more reviews very soon. See you then. Right when she leaves, Haku immediately wakes up, and I'm just like, did they not just... Hold on, there's a fucking plane going by. You flying low enough?